Joining me now to talk about conflicting economic signals and what they mean to San Diego is Tom York, editor of the San Diego Business Journal. Tony Perry, San Diego bureau chief of the Los Angeles Times. Welcome back to both of you. Tom, when foreclosures increase, do we see home prices falling because inventory increases?
Well, what we're seeing right now is as inventory, as the foreclosures come up and the inventories increase, there's a lot of investors out there who are jumping into the market and actually bidding up the prices of these homes, especially at the lower end. And there's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of money chasing these foreclosures because if you buy housing that's been reset at a lower price, you can actually make money off of them as rentals.
But Tony, I'm wondering about this. There are signs that the housing market has hit bottom and that prices are beginning to increase. So what does that say about the foreclosure rate?
It says we could be having one of these bumpy situations where up and down, we may yet see more foreclosures. There's loans that are lurking out there like rattlesnakes. They're going to start biting people. The thing that concerns me, Ms. Avina, I think, hit on it, is what we call the second and third order effects, the social effects. I think we're going to see those. People don't lose their homes, lose their jobs, lose their sense of stability without a lot of hurt. And I think we're going to start seeing that in terms of family breakups, problems with kids. I think the story here isn't just going to be a numbers story. It's going to be a people story and what it does to our community, what it does to the nation for a long time.
It may not be a numbers story, but the numbers are pretty disconcerting. I understand that the jobless rate at 10.3% is higher than the national average, and that's expected to go up. So if the national average goes up, can we expect that San Diego jobless rate is going to go up too?
I think we're going to see more unemployment, and I think we're going to see this rate of 10.3% go up. But the good news here is that it's 2 percentage points lower than the state unemployment rate, which is 12.1%, and that's expected to go higher. So in a way, San Diego's kind of biting the bullet a little bit here on the worst of the economic recession in California.
By biting the bullet, you mean?
I mean, there's some good in it. You know, we still have defense spending here, which is propping up our economy. Some of our industries like biotech are still doing pretty well. So we're being here in America's cul-de-sac. We're sort of somewhat protected from the waves of the storm waves that are out in the rest of the nation. Yeah,
but I'm kind of concerned about, as Tony put it, and let me go back to you on this, Tony, about people basically being thrown out of their homes. Now, right now there is a moratorium on foreclosures, but that moratorium may not last. And so then what happens?
Well, then people start becoming downwardly mobile, something we really haven't seen all that much of in San Diego in the long-term history. And then I think we see all sorts of problems. We see people dislocated. We see stresses on families. We have kid problems. And I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I think one thing that could really hit us is if gas spikes again. I mean, we're a tourism town. People drive down from that Los Angeles basin to spend 2 or 3 days in the Holiday Inn and spend. If gas goes up, we could be hit yet again. And as Tom points out, defense spending. If the Obama administration winds down the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, which it would like to do, and cuts back defense spending, we could be hit again.
And those are our two big drivers right now. Is that what you're saying?
Indeed.
Forget about construction, forget about the building industry?
Right. Well, right now I think things are pretty slow in that area. I want to say one thing. We have a story coming out in our next issue which points out that the big banks are hiring thousands of people here in Southern California to actually start working on the workouts of these loans so that people can stay in their homes. So it's not all bad. I think the banks aren't trying to throw people out. They're just trying to work out a solution that works not only for the homeowners who's in trouble, but also for the banks.
Okay, so here's something that's a little mystifying. We heard County Tax Collector Dan McAllister tell Sharon Heilbrunn that the economist for the National Real Estate Association said San Diego is leading the way in a national housing recovery. Do you see us leading the way?
Well, we led the way in the housing collapse, so perhaps it's our duty to lead the way out of the recovery. I think there's some truth to that. I think there's a lot of, as these foreclosed homes come up for sale, as I said, there's a lot of people bidding, jumping in, trying to buy them. So there's a strong market for them. It's just working our way through all this wave after wave of foreclosure that's going to take some time.
Some time. But meanwhile, we heard from another expert, USD economist Alan Ginn, who said, and get this, cautiously optimistic about San Diego's economy. I mean, you know, that's neither good nor bad. What do you think?
I think it is prudent to wear both suspenders and a belt in this economy for fear of going naked when you don't want to. I'd go with that. I mean, there are all sorts of things out there. And again, as Ms. Avina points out, there are all sorts of snakes out there that would like to tell you they can get you a better mortgage. What they really want to do is get into your pocket. So people, if buyers have to beware, rebuyers or mortgage adjusters, doubly beware.